Welcome to the new Simply His Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
We are so excited about our new format. We're calling it a podcast, but that's mostly just because of the way that we're getting ready to set up. And so I have Charisse Parton and Nita Horn, otherwise known as Mom, in the studio with me today. And today we're going to be talking kind of why we transitioned and what it actually means, because we've already had some people question us on what and why we're doing what we're doing. Oh, is the video going away?
Exactly.
Well, no. And that's what today's show is going to be all about, is we're going to be explaining what we're doing and why we've done it.
As somebody who watches podcasts, there's a different feeling with a lot of podcasts, because sometimes it's kind of frees you up to be a little bit more intimate, you know what I mean, and have an authentic kind of connection.
It's a lot more casual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's way more casual, and that's part of why we were feeling the constraints of, especially when we were on network TV, we had to do it in what we call 28:30, which means 28 minutes, 30 seconds, so that you can have, when it's played on TV, they have time for the commercials and things like that. So this way we can go as long or as short as we want to, depending on the topic. And it just makes it way more interactive, I think, instead of having to rush through our notes.
Having that limited amount of time, your brain just kind of shuts down and says, how can I say what I want to say concisely? And being women, that's very hard to do sometimes.
Right, and not want to step on somebody else.
Exactly.
It's having a conversation.
Right, so this is a much more free, casual, it's just we're going to have fun and discuss things, get to know our audience better.
Right.
And hope that they can get to know us. Because that's the other part about network TV, is we don't have time to just really say, this is what I think about this, and kind of get to know people. Right. And we just kind of, you're trying to do, stick to your notes, and this is going to be so much more fun.
It's going to be
I'm already
way
excited
more
about this. This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, it'll be a lot easier.
And we've already had some people ask, well, I really loved the video part of it. Well, as you can see, the video is not going away.
It didn't go away. It's not going away.
We're just, mostly what's changed is the fact that now we have these different mics, as you can see. So it's very, very exciting, because we'll have way more freedom, too, to, again, go as long as we need to, depending on what the topic is, and really dive in and be maybe a little bit more opinionated and conversational.
Well, and the opinionated part, as we all know, with network TV, there's a lot of things, because of the nature of some of the things that we talk about, that we really can't fully express what our true opinion is of it, because we're scared we're going to get censored or deplatformed, or, they'll just take your entire page down and you're just done. So
which happened to us.
Which happens to us.
I know.
We're so controversial.
I know.
So dumb.
We are.
So this way we'll have time to express what we really want to talk about in the time that is natural flow. And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be
It's going to be so much more fun.
Lot better. Mm-hmm. So, another reason for choosing that podcast platform, where network television, there was only a couple of places that viewers could watch, right?
Right.
Well, this format opens up a whole ton of Apple Music, because a lot of people, I listen to my podcasts on Apple Music or Spotify, Roku,
Amazon
YouTube.
Music.
Yeah,
So
Amazon Music's one I have. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of other areas that you can listen and view, right? With the YouTube channel.
Well, especially as busy moms and stuff, and that's part of what we were getting to. The feedback was that, well, I can't watch you because I'm busy, and I do it when I'm driving the kids to and from school, or when I'm in the pickup line, or doing laundry, or, all of the things that busy women do.
Oh, for sure.
And so podcasts seem to be a bigger audience. And so we're just trying to continue to broaden that.
Right.
But again, you can still go onto YouTube to watch us. So again, the videos will still be available for those that prefer to watch it.
Right.
So we're trying to have our cake and eat it too with our coffee.
Exactly.
That sounds good. Where's the cake?
I know.
Both of us.
Somebody forgot the
want
cake.
my cake.
Brittany, where's that cake?
Exactly.
But also, if you haven't yet, and we talked about this a little bit last week, our Facebook page. Go and follow us on Facebook.
Insta,
we're
TikTok,
doing
Facebook.
Yeah, all of the social media stuff. We're doing some really fun things on the Facebook page too, and we're trying to be more interactive with you guys. And doing some little fun facts and different things like that. So go and follow us on Facebook, and we'll always post too when the new videos are up and things like that. So that's a really fun way to be interactive, and we do love hearing from all of you.
Any comment, comments
please
or feedback,
comment.
you know, that kind of thing. Because
Absolutely.
it's kind of fun whenever they do interact. You know, they put out some stuff recently, and it was kind of interesting to see how many people were interacting. You know, it was really cool. Yeah, very fun.
I have had fun watching those fun questions, fun fact questions, at who's going to get it right or not.
I know.
That's been kind of fun.
It has been fun.
And we're thankful to those people who have interacted and commented. I want to say thank you to them for playing along.
Absolutely. Well, and again, too, if you have a certain topic that you're curious about that you want to hear our opinions on, or if it's something really deep divey, we can have Donna on as a guest. So she is not completely gone. She's still here, and she's going to have her own show, which will work out. You know, we talk a lot on this show about your calling, you know, and this is one of Donna's callings, is to preach and to really dive in theologically. And so that is going to be her fulfilling that part of her calling. And we're so excited for her, and I can't wait for that show to come out, because it's going to be amazing.
Oh, and I think our listeners and people that watch are really going to it's going to like strengthen their you know, theology, you know what I mean, to be able to listen to her and sit under her teaching, because she's fascinating, and you know, I love her to pieces, but it's intimidating as heck to be on a platform with her, because I'm like, okay, this is Donna, I'm like major theological, and here I am, just a fun former youth pastor. That's my job.
That's too cute. I never thought of it that way, because I'm the mom. I'm just sitting here going, go Donna, go.
Exactly.
No, I know.
The other thing is that simply his for her, I think, was a little stifling.
Yeah.
She was limited, because I could tell there was moments she wanted to come up out of that chair. And she has to watch the microphone, and Right. So she's going to have a blast on her new Donna Howell show.
The Donna Howell show.
And she's amazing, and she puts a lot of study and dedication into everything that she does. She doesn't half-bake nothing.
No, it's deep.
It is deep, thorough.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to try to argue her.
No.
She put me in my place.
No, but we will continue to deep dive as much as we can without Donna's deep theological background and schooling and all of that.
She's our background. We've got her with us. She's just not on
I know
set.
that.
Yeah.
But there's lots of times we talk behind the scenes, and she's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and then she'll kind of give input.
She keeps us straight.
But she's excited about her future, and she's loving what we're doing. So we're still.
That's so cool.
We're still, Simply His still involves Donna. Yeah. And then we've had also people ask about Allie. Mm-hmm. And Allie also is a valid part and a vital part of Simply His from a distance or from a side view. Mm-hmm. She is actually furthering her education for child advocations and psychology. And so she's done an amazing, in the last few months, a couple of years that she's worked that direction, she's touched a lot of people.
Yes,
helped a lot of children.
For sure.
And it goes back to the calling.
Right.
Yes.
What is your calling? And we talk so much about that on this platform, because it is so important. So with them coming on for a while, it was for a season, and we've talked about that too, where certain times are for certain seasons, and it kind of comes and goes, and that's okay.
Yes.
But the three of us are now going to be the ones doing Simply His and talking and keeping it going. And we're so excited about this new platform and the comfortableness of it. It is more of a coffee shop, we're having coffee together and visiting, and it'll be way more intimate, I think.
No, for sure. It's just, it's that authentic conversation instead of that forced hand.
Well, because you're sticking to
bullet
some
points and what point do you want to make, and now we've got to go here. Do you want to go there? If you've never been to a Skywatch taping, right, for the flagship show, and it's not this organic have dinner and let's talk about whatever. Right. It's
exactly.
and it's produced. It has to be
right,
and our staff does a extremely phenomenal job of it and makes it look seamless. But if you ever saw it, you'd be like,
even our show, there's been quite a few times where we've had to call time. Let's figure out how we can say that better,
when
or
we
what
were on
we
network,
can do.
or try to self-censor.
Exactly.
If we were saying something, now wait a minute, is that going to get pulled from the network? Or are we going to get, a hand slap or,
Yep.
So you have to think about all that stuff, and now we don't.
There's a lot of thought that goes into all of the network produced content. I think that Joe as a producer, does a great job. Mm-hmm. And I love our guests. They usually are very, in tune with what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And so, but this is going to be so much fun.
They don't get to have fun like we do. We get to have fun.
They're going to just wish they were us.
Yes, they are.
They're going to want to be like us. And we're going to say, too bad.
Exactly.
Nope. You have to come on our show to have fun.
Yep.
We want you guys to get to know us better, and we want to get to know you better.
Yeah, interact with us.
So interact with us. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We're girls. We want to talk. We want to get to know each other. It's
absolutely
very important. Relationships are very important.
Big time.
It is.
You don't get a lot of that these
Not
days.
anymore.
That's just
so
like,
true.
what is that?
It's so true.
I was talking to someone the other day, and they were noting how that a lot of people are just, their thumbs are, this is their stance.
Right.
Thumbs on the phone and head down. And it's amazing how many people don't have that conversation. So this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Just note that we don't have phones in front of us.
No.
We have a tablet, but it's just for notes.
That's just
It's to keep us from going off the rails.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's to keep the pig trail.
Maybe not far off of the trail as it could be. Rein it back in.
I can be really good at that one. Pig trails. Yeah,
For sure.
But on this platform, we can pig trail a little bit more, so it makes it fun, because then if we do have a pig trail or a story or something
organic.
like that, it just happens a little bit easier.
it's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
It's already fun.
It is.
It is fun.
It is fun. It's
We're
very,
very excited.
Yeah. So, anybody that had concerns, we're not going anywhere.
Right.
We're here. We're just opening it, the realm up to, other platforms, more places, which honestly, that's the Great Commission, right? Mm-hmm. So we're just trying to do what we're supposed to be doing.
We have this amazing platform that God has allowed us to have, and we're trying to utilize it the best we can.
Absolutely.
And this is a great avenue, I think.
Yeah.
Because it does open so many other aspects of communication and getting to know people and sharing the gospel and what God has done for us.
Yeah.
And how He sustains us every day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we know that one, don't we?
Oh my gosh. Every day.
Well, just in the encouragement too, of having that feeling like you have community of, okay, I can listen to this and it makes my day better.
Right.
I have things like that I do after I've dropped the kids off, and I've spoken about this a lot, is like, that's my quiet time, is after I drop the kids off, I have about a 20 or 30 minute drive. So then what am I doing in that time?
Right.
That's kind of my quiet time that I can just, okay, what do I need to do today? Lord, guide me through today. What can we do? What needs to be done? Things like that. So, there's positivity is such a good thing.
Yeah.
To keep your mental health where it needs to be too.
Oh, snap. That's for sure. Absolutely. That's another reason why in the car, like you're talking about, the drop-off line, because, I go pick up Harper, and I'm literally in that line 30 minutes.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously. So
that's a long line.
Thank you. I agree. For a small
so
school.
Long?
Things I know for $200, please, Alex. I got nothing. But, there's other podcasts I listen to that encourage me, that uplift me, that, my faith, encourage my faith. So hopefully this will be an opportunity that we get to bless somebody, because we've been so blessed by other people that have come before us and around us, and, so
I think this also gives us a moment to just kind of stop and share and have each other, our friendship be a moment where we can just kind of take a minute to share and visit.
No,
and I can't think of any other wonderful people to share this platform with than you two. You guys have just been amazing people, and if I continue to talk very much, I'll blubber.
No,
but you guys have been amazing, and I can't think of, these guys are real. They're real people. I go into their office sometimes with my heart broken.
Yeah.
And they've been there. So this is a real program.
Oh, for
with
sure.
With real people, with real experiences and real
emotion.
Testimony.
Yep.
And we want to be real with you out there who are listening.
Oh, for sure.
So that's the deal.
And for us, I mean, honestly, for the listener, we are such in the throngs of administrative stuff on the daily that, Joe makes the comment, we're drinking from a fire hose. And so we sometimes don't really get to just sit down and chat as friends because we're having to wear our, administrative hats. So this is going to be like, I get a break.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We can sit right here and talk about girl stuff.
I like it.
And it's not in the office talking about what we're going to fix or how come it's broke.
Thank you. Exactly.
Right, Dustin? Sounds very familiar.
Exactly.
No, our whole crew
that we
work
life.
with, our whole staff are great people. We're very blessed to have
my
our staff.
gosh, they're phenomenal.
Just saying. I just want you guys
absolutely
out there to know
phenomenal. Yeah.
So we love you guys all.
Very much
Absolutely. In case somebody is a new follower, though, how did Simply His come about?
Simply His, honestly, has been in the background of my mind for a long, long time.
Right.
So we, believe it or not, for the listening audience, attempted to do a podcast about 20 years ago.
Wow.
And it was me and Allie and Donna and Katherine, which is why we started again this time around with us four. And then God obviously has made some changes. But that podcast was a blast. But we didn't have all the equipment that we needed. And then again, God says, but wait, not yet.
Not
because
yet.
I
The
need
timing
you guys
wasn't
to
right.
move. And so that's about the time we moved to Missouri. And so all of that got put on hold because now we're starting all over.
Right.
So then after several years of being here, us girls, and I say us girls meaning Allie, Donna, and Katherine, myself, and some of the older of our children, grand ones by then, went to a women's conference local. And as we're sitting there, this whole thing that what we wanted to do earlier in our life kind of resurfaced, and that whole excitement to want to reach out beyond our own back door and try to help people out there and share with them and encourage them.
Right.
It just came full circle. And so that whole conference that we were at, not only were we getting a lot of feeding, spiritual food.
Right.
The banquet there, the spiritual, because they were preaching to us. We were taking it back to our motel room.
Exactly, and sharing.
And really, the flames were just like, we want to do this. And so God lit the fire in our hearts to do this. And we came home, and I told Tom at the time, I wasn't sure what he'd say. He goes, how was the conference? I says, well, we came back with an idea. And he goes, well, what you thinking? I says, we want to do a girls' program. And I hardly got the words out of my mouth, and he said, that's from God. But that's the way he was, always encouraging people.
Yeah.
But he witnessed it, and he was ready to sponsor it because it does take money to do things.
Right.
The timing of it all.
Yeah.
And it has bounced around a little bit to kind of find its footing.
Right.
But that's because we've been building more things.
Right.
And God has been shaping each one of us for the wiring and the calling that he actually had set for us to do in the midst of all the things that he's given us to do. The different platforms where now Donna gets to do what her passion is to do.
Right.
Exactly.
And the platform where Allie gets to do what she's called to do and is really good at.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we all ended up here because maybe I'm full of hot air and I can talk.
Aren't we all?
I'm actually very quiet. But
all of the
sometimes
three
I
of
can
us
talk.
are, yeah.
Just in poquito.
Most of the time, I'm a very quiet person. But there are times whenever I can talk if I feel like I've got something to say.
Yeah.
Well, and
so
our
that's-
audience loves to hear from you.
Yeah.
They have mentioned we just love it when Nita talks, and
I'm going to shut.
she
I'm
has.
quiet. You're going to shut
she's
me up.
so wise.
You're going to scare me.
No,
No.
But
Again,
that's-
just keeping it real.
Yeah.
absolutely. And why the name Simply His?
Well, that's a good one. Because we did not want to have this big elaborate name with
Right.
very hard to remember that was unrelatable.
Right.
So we just it was just such a simple idea, simply
Right.
his.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't have a big explanation.
Right.
But in the middle of it all, we have the HIS became sort of like we then thought, wow, these are great little acronyms.
Yes.
Because the H was for
Healed,
and then the I was for inspired,
inspired.
Yeah.
and then the S is for salvation
sanctified.
and sanctified.
Yep.
So there's like dual meaning for some of those if you look at those You could use the acronym for other words, but those were the ones we landed on.
Well, and when we were talking about it too, we're simply His. We're daughters of the King.
Right.
And so even in the acronym, though, it's simply His, so simply healed. How many of us have needed healing from physical, mental, spiritual, all of the things. So we are simply healed in Him.
Yes.
And then we're also simply inspired by Him.
Right.
And then we're simply sanctified. And if you go back in the archives and stuff, you can find the episodes that we actually talked about, all of those in depth, and Donna really deep dived into what each of them meant and things like that. And they're great shows, but that's what we're still here to do.
Right.
And I think that's important too, that yes, this is going to turn into more of a fun conversation type thing, but we're still going to dive deep and we're going to get meaty with stuff, but we're going to maybe be a little bit more personal about it because we're going to be falling back
thinking.
Right, but we'll fall back on our own stories and what happened to us and our experiences. And that in some ways speaks more, I think, to people, especially other women. Oh, they dealt with that too.
Right.
Oh, okay, so then I'm not I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because even when you go to like a conference and you hear a speaker, when they bring in their own personal experiences or their own personal stories, you seem to connect to them a little bit more.
For sure.
It's very relatable. And even Jesus was a storyteller.
Absolutely.
And I love that. And I love the stories of the Old Testament because I relate to a lot of their mistakes, a lot of their successes.
Oh, come on now.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's the simply part of it, is that it's not complicated.
Right.
No, exactly.
Salvation is not complicated.
As a child.
We can make it complicated if we really
usually
want to. You can, but we don't want to do that.
So stick around.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's more content coming.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun. This is just our opening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can feel lots of fun coming ahead. I'm very excited.
So this was kind of our test pilot show too,
First
just to
time
get
with the new
mics, getting used to the new format, trying to figure it all out. Yeah, it's changed a little bit. There's no more live audience.
So I'm going to have to name this thing.
You're going to have to name her?
I'm going to name it.
Yeah,
like the coffee machine.
So, if anybody out there got any ideas for what to name
we'll put a poll
my
up.
microphone.
We'll put
name
a
my
poll up.
mic based on my personality.
Yeah.
That would be funny, though.
Yeah.
That would actually be fun to do. But yeah, go give our Facebook page a like and follow it. And
Insta.
And you can get a lot of information off of there, too. And we do love hearing from you guys. So thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week in the Simply His Coffee Shop.